Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going back to the absolute basics of Weight Watchers in my new series, Weight Watchers 101. On all of my videos, you guys always send in comments and questions about whatever is plaguing you on the Weight Watchers plan. And every so often I will get a comment or a question about the absolute basics, like how to track Smart Points. And while all of that information is readily available on the Weight Watchers website and on the app, sometimes people need a little different way of looking at things, and that is exactly what I am here to provide for you today. I was actually a Weight Watchers leader for 2 years back when they were doing the Points Plus plan, and while the value of the points have since changed, the technique that I used to explain tracking hasn't. It applies to Smart Points just as much as it did to the Points Plus plan. So I am going to share my Weight Watchers 101 Smart Points tracking with you right now. But before we get started, I want to make sure you go ahead and hit that little subscribe button over there. Give this video a thumbs up if you are a fan of the Weight Watchers 101 series, and leave me a comment down below if there is something that you would like to see on Weight Watchers 101 or on my channel. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that's going to happen when you join Weight Watchers is you are going to be assigned your daily Smart Points budget. And there are 4 things that go into figuring out what your budget is going to be, and that is your age, your gender, your height, and of course, your weight. With those 4 pieces of information, Weight Watchers is going to tell you not only how many daily Smart Points you get, but how many weekly Smart Points you get. After you have that information and how many Smart Points are in your budget, you are free to go ahead and start tracking. But first, let's go to the basics of what exactly is involved in a Smart Point. What is a Smart Point? The first thing you need to know is that every food or beverage has a Smart Point value. Yes, that value can be 0, but 0 is still a number. So everything that goes in your mouth has a Smart Point value and can be tracked on your tracker. The way Weight Watchers determines a value of any given food or beverage item has changed over the years. Back in Points Plus, it was fat and fiber, if I recall correctly. Calories, fat, and fiber, I believe, were the things that went into generating your Points Plus values. Now, we have gone a little bit deeper into the nutrition and the macronutrient breakdown, and the 4 things that determine the Smart Points value of a food or beverage are the amount of calories, the saturated fat, the amount of sugar, and the amount of protein. With that information, Weight Watchers determines what the Smart Points value of an item is. One thing to remember is the Smart Points value of most produce is 0. I say most because there are a couple of stipulations, and go to your tracker for the most accurate information on this. But if it is a raw fruit or vegetable, or it is canned in its own juice, no added sugar, frozen, no added sugar, or cooked just plain, not with oils or anything like that, the value should be 0. A couple of exceptions are things like corn and avocados. And again, if you have any questions or doubts, refer back to your tracker because that will give you the most accurate information. But in general, produce is 0 Smart Points. The reason Weight Watchers used these 4 pieces of information is because not all calories are created equal, and that is becoming much more apparent the more research that's done on nutrition. You are much more likely to stay satisfied and be more nutritionally sound when you consume 300 calories worth of chicken than when you consume 300 calories worth of a candy bar. And let's be honest, the serving size of the 300 calories of chicken is going to be significantly larger portions than 300 calories of a candy bar. So using that information, knowing that protein keeps us fuller longer, and knowing that sugar is starting to be detrimental to our health, Weight Watchers use that information to create the Smart Points program. There are basically 4 essential rules to remember when it comes to Smart Points and their values. And while I have already really mentioned all of these rules, I'm going to go ahead and repeat them for you. Rule number 1 is everything, food or beverage, has a Smart Points value. That value could be 0, but it is a value. Rule number 2 is protein lowers the Smart Points value of something. Rule number 3, on the opposite end of the spectrum, saturated fat and sugar will spike the the Smart Points value of something. And rule number 4 is most produce items are 0 points. Again, refer to your tracker if you need more specifications. But now let's get to why you guys are all here, and that is how to track your Smart Points. And the way that I always talk to people about Smart Points when I was leading Weight Watchers meetings was in terms of finances and banking. I know, don't leave yet. As boring as that sounds, it actually kind of makes sense. So every day you have 3 different types of points that you can be drawing from. You have your regular daily Smart Points, you have your weekly Smart Points, and you also have Fit Points. And I look at these in terms of your bank accounts. Look at your daily Smart Points as you would your checking account. This is where you keep the money that you use to live on. When it comes to daily Smart Points, you are supposed to use all your Smart Points every single day from the daily section. Your budget will never go under 30 Smart Points per day. When you were on Points Plus, the minimum number was 26, but since Smart Points started, it bumped up to 30. So I personally use 30 Smart Points every day. And the reason that you are not supposed to go under, there are people that pride themselves on, oh, I only eat 22 or 20 of my 30 Smart Points every day. What you could risk happening there is your body could actually go into starvation mode because you are simply not getting enough calories and enough nutrients to sustain living. So your body's going to actually shut down and you will not see the scale move in the direction that you want because your body is trying to hold on to every last calorie that you ingest. So trust me when I say, eat your minimum number of Smart Points. Take that checking account and use it to live your life and pay the bills. Use all of your dailies every single day. Look at your weekly Smart Points as your savings account. You have a little bit of money in there for when you need to dip into those extra expenses, and that's exactly what your weekly Smart Points are for. At the end of the day, if you are hitting that late night crave session and you go, oh, I only have 2 Smart Points left, but I really, really want something that is 5 Smart Points, the flexibility of the Weight Watchers plan allows you to do that. What will happen is you eat that 5 Smart Point item and the 2 Smart Points that you had left in your dailies will go away and now your checking account is empty for the day. But you have that savings account sitting there that you can take the remaining 3 points from, eat them, enjoy them, and not feel remotely guilty about it. That is the whole point of having those weeklies around. Now, weeklies will also be determined based on your weight and all of the other things I said before. I actually didn't know this until recently when I was talking to my old Weight Watchers leader about it, and I was talking to my sister and my mother about their Smart Points values. We all have different budgets that we are working towards, and I had no idea that that's how that worked. So I work with 30 points in my checking account, 35 points in my weekly savings account. And based on your weight, those numbers will both change for you. Beware, be wary, but not so wary. As you lose weight, the number of Smart Points that you will get will go down. You will be allowed less the more weight you lose until you hit that 30 and 35 minimum. Make sense? Little note, your checking account and your savings account do not roll over, which means if you only eat 20 Smart Points of your 30 dailies in a day, you do not get to bank those 30 Smart Points for the next day. At least, I don't think you do. I was never told that you could do that. Every day at midnight, your daily Smart Points are going to reset and you will get your new freshly filled budget. When it comes to weeklies, you are free to use your weeklies from your weigh-in day, which is when they reset. So I get 35 Smart Points in my weekly budget every Friday morning. If I do not use those by Thursday night, I will lose them essentially, and I start fresh with another 35. I cannot bank 3 or 4 weeks and then have like a binge-worthy 100 Smart Point week of weeklies. You know what I'm saying? So everything does not roll over. You start fresh with your dailies at midnight or your weeklies at midnight on your weigh-in day. Now, what about the elusive Fit Point? I'm sure you have seen those around and you know that activity is important. The Fit Points are there to encourage you to get active, get moving. There are a couple of ways that you can earn Fit Points. One is to enter them manually. So as you do an exercise or an activity, you can go to the Activities tab, search for it, put in your duration and your intensity, and it will generate your fit points for you. But quite frankly, the way that I do it and the way that a lot of people do it is you can actually sync up your activity monitors to the Weight Watchers app, and it will automatically generate your fit points for you, which I love. All I have to do is focus on moving and getting my activity in, and the fit points just show up. You will notice that you do have a fit point goal, and that is generated by it asking you 3 different questions. How often do you get active? How intensely do you get active? And what is your weight? Using that information, Weight Watchers will determine your very own fit points goal. That goal is completely flexible. You can go in and change it at any time, and I actually bumped mine way up just because I enjoy watching the fit points accumulate and reaching higher goals. The million-dollar question is, can you redeem your fit points for food? And the short answer is yes. However, and there is a big however, listen closely. At the launch of the Smart Points program, Weight Watchers' website actually said, in a word, no. But now they say, in a word, yes, which is really interesting and kind of confusing, but the way they explain it is as follows. If you are using up your fit points and you find that it's working for you and the scale is still going down, feel free to use your fit points. But if you find that dipping into your fit points means the scale doesn't go anywhere, it's probably not an option for your body. Everybody is different, and everybody's body will react a different way to the Smart Points plan. In order to redeem your fit points, you first have to earn a base level of activity equivalent to about 3,000 steps every day before you can start earning fit points that will actually count towards food. You have 2 different swapping options. The first option is to use your weekly Smart Points first, and then in case of emergency, you can dip into your fit points. This is personally the way that I track my fit points, and I try really hard not to use them because I like knowing that I have generated that activity, that Smart Points deficit. And yes, maybe I ate all my weeklies, but I earned 75 fit points, so I feel a little bit better about myself, even if I had a week where I used all of my weeklies. However, if you need to tap into those after you use up your weeklies for the week, you can do that. That is an option. The other way that you can redeem fit points, and I have never tried this, so I can't speak on a personal level for this, but you can actually tell it to swap fit points first. And then as you're going throughout your day, once you use up your daily Smart Points budget, you will dip into your fit points first. So say you earn 10 fit points in a day, after that 3,000 steps that you initially need before the app will allow you to redeem them, you can dip into those first, and then you'll eat all of those, or maybe not all of those. Maybe you'll eat 7 of the 10. Then you won't end up touching your weeklies. If you choose the swap for fit points first option, the order of your points usage will be Smart Points, fit points that you've earned that day, and then you'll dip into your weeklies. Again, I've never tried that, so I don't know the success rate on that one. If you have tried it, let me know in the comments below. Do you like it? Maybe I should try it? I don't know. Little quick in summary section for you. Daily Smart Points are like your checking account. Use them every day. It's the money, the currency you need to survive. Empty that checking account, empty those daily Smart Points every single day. Your weekly points are your savings account. These refresh on weigh-in day every week. You do not get to roll them over, and you dip into your savings account after you have already emptied out your checking account. And your fit points, which I realize now I never actually gave a bank analogy to, the fit points are like your job. That's what you do to earn extra money to spend. I hope you found this video informative and helpful and everything that you needed it to be. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see from me in the future, and I hope you enjoyed my first video in Weight Watchers 101. I will see you next time. Bye!